Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to talk about the market itself and make my daily commentary about it. First off, I'm going to start with the American markets. Well, I said yesterday it was bad for this all top level. If you look at the weekly, it hit to this price increasement trend line since the August 2022. It follows this trend line and then it touched it, as you can see through here in the last week, in the Friday, and then it got sold. At the moment, it seems like the Fibonacci point is going to be broken. In my opinion, if you are a long-term investor, I suggest you to hold it because the American market has a really good story, but there is a correction could be occurred over here, or maybe there is a stable could be go up in these times. And my opinion about with the Iranian war, the market will be can make an excuse for it, and that's the reason it can be make a correction in the S&P. But in the long run, we are in this trend line, and also there's an AI story in the American market. It's supporting the AI market's price increasement, so I like the American market, but it's not a really good time for the buy at the moment for the American markets. If you look at the gold, the situation in the gold, it seems like not good. In my yesterday's video, I mentioned about it. If it's going to be stay about the 4,500, it's good, but well, the day did not end it yet. But if it's going to be end the day below the 4,500, our main goal is in the gold is going to be the 4,300 level. Okay, I'm going to look at the silver by myself because as you can see over here, my ticker has been gone and I don't know why is it. Maybe they closed the broker or something like that, and that's the reason they put it. So if you look at the silver seems not good at the moment. Its main goal is going to be 70 because it got sell off at the moment. Well, for the gold and silver, I do not suggest buy at the moment because it's just been cooling off at the moment. If you look at the weekly also, there is a cool off occurring over here. These price increasements are really good at back in the time, but it pumped up really good, as you can see over here, and that's the reason I don't suggest it very much at the moment. If you look at the Fibonacci chart, it seems like it's going to be testing the $73 level. If it's going to be break this one, the support level, it will be going through like the $62 per ounce in the silver. So situation in the silver is not good. Also, the situation in the Bitcoin is not good anymore at the moment. Well, I'm talking about the long term at the moment. If I have to talk about the long term, the situation in the markets are good because there's an AI story in the markets. Also, there is a very big bias occurring in the gold and silver, so that's the reason gold and silver's way is up. Also, why is it? Because the China and other countries are buying gold because there's an unclarity in the world at the moment because of US could be and its hegemony for the one superpower trend in the world, and maybe we can go through like the two superpower trends like China and America. That's the reason the China has just been selling their bonds in the US, so in the sold off in the US bonds, and they are buying the gold, and that's the reason they are just been unstabilizing the American dollar at the moment. But there is an AI story in the American market, so that's a good thing for the American markets. Also, there is a huge buying occurring in the big countries for the gold, so that's a good thing for the gold. If you look at the silver, there is a silver shortage in the world because of the electric cars and the renewable energy resources. There's a high demand in the silver, so that's a good thing for the future, but not at the moment for the technical. If you look at the Bitcoin, because of the Iranian war's price increasements caused the world about inflation, and these inflation will be the shock the world in the matter of the months. And if you look at the Bitcoin has a scarce of the resources. It's about 13 million bitcoins in the world, and there's no more. So just been 12 million just been mined, but there's 1 more million to be go in the Bitcoin. But in the inflation causing in the world, my opinion about Bitcoin has a future for it also, because I believe the Bitcoin is a digital gold. If you look at the XMR just be back to the 370 this support line, and then again trying to be go up for the Fibonacci level, which is 400 level at the moment. If it's going to be stay above the 400, this is really good for the Bitcoin. But at the moment, maybe we can be wait a little bit more because all the bonds are going up, as you can see over here. US 10-year bonds has been really skyrocketing at the moment. If you look at the chart, and my opinion, it's going to be hit to the 180 levels, 174 and 180 levels. I believe it will be go through these levels. 480 mark. If you look at the Japan interest rates, also it's increasing. So what this bonds, 10 years, etc. tells us for the market? Well, if the interest rates are going really up in the market, that means the big money owners are just pulling their money from the risky assets like stocks, cryptocurrencies, maybe a little bit gold, silver, and they are just putting their money into this bond, and within that bond they are just earning. To look at American 10 years, for the average they are going to be earn like 470% for the year. This is really good. So they are just pulling the risky assets off their money. They are just pulling off from the risky assets and going for the fixed asset. I can say about this, the market could be enter turbulence from here, but for the long term this is a good chance for the buy and accumulate Bitcoin, American market, gold, silver, etc. Because if you are at my age or some similar to my age, I'm 24 years old by the way, it's a good opportunity for us to buy. Because in later on, by the way, if you do not need that money, I'm talking about if you do not need that money, but if you do not need that money, we got plenty of time ahead of us. It seems like, don't know the certainty of our life course, but it seems like we have a good time ahead of us, plenty of time. And that's the reason, if you buy from the price down levels and just wait through that levels, we will just gain a lot of money together. There's a wise word, which is, if you're going to buy the stocks or assets, I'm going to talk about the stocks or assets in the price increasement trend, you will gain money. But if you just accumulate them when the market was bad, you will going to be get rich when that accumulation ended. So that's all for my talking today. So thank you for watching my video. See you all.